Because that's what I was. I mean, people see me in
Memberships until the end of the year. $225 a month, unlimited, all-inclusive golf, or $800 if paid in full. So come on down to Whispering Woods Golf Club, located at 26 Sandpiper Drive, Whispering Pines. Give us a call at 910-949-4653. Don't forget.
Cooper here with Cooper Ford, your only locally owned Ford dealer in Moore County. Rates are still at historic lows, and Ford is continuing to extend its huge rebates on almost every model. And if finding that perfect pre-owned vehicle is what you're looking for, we have plenty of pre-owned models to choose from cars to trucks to SUVs. You cannot buy a new Ford for less anywhere. You just can't. I guarantee it. Located in the heart of Moore County and only minutes from anywhere. So please come see us here in beautiful Carthage or visit us on the web at cooperford.net. And as always, working really hard to be your hometown dealer.
There's a big world of computer hackers out there that spend all their time trying to get into your computer and your pocket. If you think you've been hacked or you're experiencing pop-ups and web addresses you didn't ask for, turn your PC or Mac off and bring it to WEEB Computer Repair right here at the WEEB Studios on Midland Road. No problem is too big for our super geek, and our prices are much lower than box stores. WEEB Computer Repair, 690-9723. The home of the super geek.
My mom's home is 9 rooms and 56 years.
Even with the purest intent, I go out of my skin to ask for a limb when I'm drowning. Even with the knowing of self, I stay.
Just a hand with everyday chores. Someone to look after her when I can't. My mom loves her home. There's no place she'd rather be.
If your mom wants to stay in her home, call me, Bob Bonville at Griswold Home Care of Pinehurst, 910-420-2360. That's 910-420-2360. We've been keeping the heart at home since 1982.
Over the past several years, WEEB has been telling you about Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services. During that time, Sherry and Howard Hook have experienced a large increase in their business because of their beautiful paved driveways and much more. Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services offers patching, excavation, and drainage issue solutions, crack filling, seal coating, and striping for both residential and commercial. And now they have added concrete, pouring sidewalks, driveways, curbs, and gutters, pads, as well.
So growing up, Halloween became my favorite holiday. I still celebrate, figure out who I should, which is why this last Halloween, when the kids. Hi! Trick or treat. That's a damn good question. Quite the conundrum. Little dudes, you've put forth.
The economy back, one local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom. Always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Listen to a few items that will now be banned Zoom warm zone.
We have another bright day on tap as those winds switch directions and move in out of the southwest. We're going to notice warmer temperatures building in this afternoon. We're going to head into the mid-70s, and overnight our temperatures will be a little bit milder. We're going to fall all the way down into the upper 40s. Still chilly to start the day on Wednesday. By the afternoon on Wednesday, warmer highs building in. Expect readings in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Stay in your seats. Please don't panic. We interrupt your entertainment for a shocking announcement.
Do you know what day it is? This is Tuesday.
Okay, that was not so shocking.
And why exactly are you here?
You got a hit show. People want to press the flesh.
This show is our whole life now.
This is true. What is this show?
This show is special. Okay, if you say so.
Come on, everyone.
Let's go. Do you know what time it is?
Sure.
It's showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Time once again for the Truth and Freedom, found only here at WEEB. Certainly not found in the pages of the pilot. Hey, yesterday, Colin Powell, General Colin Powell, passed away. And there was the noted information was that he had been vaccinated and he had COVID when he passed away. But I read up on it a little bit more. He had Parkinson's. He was suffering with Parkinson's. I don't know how far along he was with that disease. Plus, he had a blood disorder, myeloma. And if you're a Marine and you served down at Camp Lejeune, in the 70s and 80s, you know exactly what that is. That's something that can be, that's something that can be brought on by the polluted drinking water that was found down at Camp Lejeune. You can look that up, polluted drinking wells, Camp Lejeune. So if you've ever served there, you want to do that anyway. I don't know where Colin Powell served along the way, but certainly in many different places. And, Army bases have pollution just like Marine bases do. So, he might have that might have been a service-related illness. But the upshot is he had COVID. He had been vaccinated. How they're all related, along with the Parkinson's and the myeloma, I don't know. But he was 84, had some serious secondary medical conditions besides the COVID. So, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it was the COVID or the vaccines or the Parkinson's or the blood disorder that ultimately got him. Probably a combination of all of them. But, there it is.
All right. Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available now at our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. In the upper right-hand corner of every single page, you'll find another icon that says On the Air Listen Live. If you just want an audio all by itself, that's the one you click. Click it once, you're listening that quick. Plus, you can also get us with YouTube. Just put Mornings with the LeaderMan into that search. And if you want to try a streaming app such as TuneIn, iTunes, Streamer, all those, Winamp, just put WEEB in that search. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. It's going to be, well, awesome. About all I can say. Maybe a little too warm for some folks, but not me. Mostly sunny, 75 for a high. Tonight, clear, 48. Tomorrow, even warmer. Mostly sunny with a high of 78. 79 on Thursday. Then the itty-bitty front passes through on Friday, which will help drop our temperatures. Partly cloudy, Friday high of 78. And then Saturday and Sunday will be about 75. That's like I said, it was an itty-bitty front. 72 on Monday, all under sunshine. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are southwest of 1. Pressure is 29.98, dew point 43. Humidity 76%. It is still clear and still 53 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Alrighty, it is 7:36, 36 past the hour on this Tuesday morning. John Walt, I'm going to confuse you now. John Zumwalt's going to be in for David today during next hour. And then on Wednesday, David will be in for John during the second hour. Now you're confused. But let me tell you something that might cheer you up. After deep research in the pits of my brain, have come up a way for the Republicans to take over all three branches of government in 2 years, less than 2 years. First, you have to do your part. You have to vote heavy Republican House and heavy Republican Senate. Senate needs at least 68 Republican senators in there. Not out of the realm of being able to do, but it would help. Then you have the House impeach Biden or throw the 25th Amendment at him, and then impeach Kamala
Harris.
My senior mom.
I would like to forget her, too.
Yeah. Well, she does so little, I can't keep up with her.
Yeah, she's completely forgettable, actually.
But anyway, you impeach her, and the Senate takes them both out, and then they have to pick the Speaker of the House to be president, which would be a Republican. And ta-da, we're back in 2 years. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Doable, Colonel?
Not likely. No, you hit, like you say, you got to get 2/3 of the Senate.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that's doable.
But not out of the realm of possibility. One can hope.
Well, yeah, essentially they got to win every Senate race out there. I'm not sure that's going to happen. I'm not even sure which ones are. Well, there's a few of them where the Republicans could certainly pick up those seats. They're not going to pick up the number they need. That's, well, like you say, that's 16 plus seats. They're not going to pick up all 16 of those. But it would be nice. Maybe you get Sinema and Manchin to roll over and change parties. Something like that were to happen. Maybe you start pushing the numbers, but I don't think so.
Let's see.
That, and you have to rely on honest elections, too.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up. I'll say it. Yeah, honest elections.
I'm going to talk a bit about that in a few minutes. Hypersonic missile test goes off. China. First they taunt you with flyovers of Taiwan. Now they taunt with hypersonic missile tests. And you correct me if I'm wrong, Colonel, but what makes these so dangerous is they fly under any space defenses that we have, and they fly over any land-based defenses that we have, and they're extremely hard to knock out.
I'm not sure you can knock it out.
Yeah. So that's like China's Sputnik to us. We don't have one.
They've been working on them. I don't know where they are in the process, but yeah,
that Area 51's been busy. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. Thousands of immigrants are coming through Panama as we speak on their way to the U.S., and Panama has apprehended 52 people associated with Al-Qaeda. Well, when there's no checks and balances at the border, what do you expect?
Well, that's Panama. The Panamanian government screened them out. So, yeah, I'm not sure we would be capable of even identifying them at our border.
And from Molly Hemingway. She's a reporter, or of course a contributing person on Fox. She works for the Heritage. She investigated Jeff Zuckerberg's situation and calls it genius. Here's how it worked during the last election and why Donald Trump lost. Vote navigators were paid well out of Zuckerberg's hip pocket, by the way. He put in $500 million into this. But they were what they call vote navigators were paid well to canvass mostly poor neighborhoods that traditionally voted for Democrats. Often these ballot mercenaries would go inside the home of voters. Even though it's a crime in all 50 states to electioneer at a polling place where you walk into the voting booth, it is not a criminal activity for a third party to interfere with the mail-in ballot. That's the vital loophole. Thousands of navigators flooded the Democratic precincts in Wisconsin, Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. All of them went to Biden except for North Carolina, if my memory serves me right.
Yes.
The navigators assisted voters in filling out ballots and, at times, cured mistakes. That means they corrected ballots so they would not be thrown out. And sometimes the hired political guns took the actual ballot from the folks and brought them to the polling place. That is called bundling. The result was a much higher vote count for Joe Biden, as citizens who rarely participate in elections did so with the tutoring. So now we know why the leftover mail-in ballots, they like them so much. They can easily be manipulated with guys like Zuckerberg donating cash to make it happen. And by the way, Marky Mark broke no laws. He did what he did was perfectly legal, and if the states don't crack down on this colossal con, it'll happen again in 2024. Trump lost some states mentioned above by extremely small margins. It was always seemed to be just slightly over 0.5%, thus avoiding a recall. So this is an enormous, or recount, I should say. This is an enormous, important story, but chances are you will not see it on the network news because the fix is in there as well, as you know. Situation this magnitude should be front page, lead on TV for days. But that will not happen, and the steal could very well continue next time around. So goes our democracy. So now you know
how they did it.
Well, some of the state legislatures in those states mentioned are starting to work on some of these issues and have already passed laws on some of these issues. But, it's kind of hit and miss. And then if you have a Democrat governor, I think, Michigan, they put in a couple of laws, passed the laws, and then, of course, the governor there vetoed those bills. So, I think people are well aware of what the issues are, but the communists here are fighting tooth and nail to oppose any of these fixes for these things. So, mail-in ballots, baloney. They've been talking about going to an internet-based election system, vote from your phone. That's all baloney, man. They got to get back. It's got to, you should have to personally. I remember when I first started voting, you had to personally show up at the voting booth there to cast your ballot, and that was it. There wasn't any absentee stuff. I think that, by exception, you had to go down and to your board of elections and ask for an absentee ballot or something and show that you were going to be out of town, and those were very, very few in number.
Service people were allowed.
Well, if you're in the service, you mail in and ask for your ballot to be mailed for you. If you knew you were going to be deployed, you could go down there and say, hey, I'm gonna be on ship or something. I need to get an absentee ballot. And oh, by the way, those ballots, I know twice in 2 elections where I mailed in my absentee ballot, and I got one of those ballots a month after the election, and the other one was returned. We have no record of you as a registered voter. So, military votes, good luck with those.
Well, you know the plan. Now we got to find a way to defeat it. And it might be we have to do the very same thing. Suppose you were a homeowner and you found out that due to an itty-bitty mistake, your house in Mississippi was sold at auction for $236.
Yeah, I've heard of this happening. It's not
a builder
common.
Built the house on the wrong lot. So the family owned the house, and the empty lot next to the door, but not the lot the house was sitting on. Here's Tiffany Ingram talking about the mistake.
Door, and I saw a note sticking out, and it said Viking Investments, and it gave me 3 days to leave. I owned the lot next to the house and not the lot that the house was on. As of right now, I do not own my home. Viking Investments does. They documented that there was a house on the vacant lot and a house, obviously, where my house is, instead of fixing it and saying that the house was in the wrong place. Nobody has called me and said, hey, Miss Ingram, this is what we're doing to fix this. This is, we've got it handled. Don't freak out. Nobody's reached out to me. They're letting me freak out and feel like I'm homeless, and I don't think that's right.
Yeah, no kidding. That can easily be fixed by the builder and the other individuals that made the mistake. Yeah, going through the sheriff's auction. Yeah, somebody just needs to have their butts kicked on this. A whole bunch of people. That's baloney.
I can't believe the builder wasn't there buying it in, since he was the one who was going to eat the thousands and thousands of dollars.
Well, number one, that's the guy. You go throw a rope on that clown and drag him over there and say, hey, what are you going to do to fix this? You either build me a new house where it's supposed to be, you can, I don't know the situation, don't know what the lots look like, or you can move it. You can physically pick up, you're moving one lot to the side. That should be easy to fix. I mean, for crying out loud, and this poor lady loses all her investment and all this. What a clown show.
Yeah.
Where'd that builder get his license from? Acme Building, along with the Coyote.
Well, things like that can honestly happen. It might have been the lot stakes were mislabeled, or something of that nature.
Well, then a surveyor's got a problem.
But that's when you need a good real estate lawyer who will unscramble those eggs.
There you go.
All right.
Somebody better start unscrambling something for that lady.
I accidentally built too close to a setback one time. And had to go to the Board of Adjustments to work it out. But as the lawyer pointed out, he brought pictures and everything, says it backs up to a greenway. So there's really no harm, no foul here. And it makes no sense. It would look worse to pull it forward the 10 feet. And showed it that. And they all agreed, and voila, I got my variance.
Well, like you say, there's a process to address things like that. I mean, building off, several feet or something, whatever. I don't know who the architect was or who laid out the lot lines and the plans. That's one thing. Building on the wrong lot, yeah, okay.
I never mastered that one.
somebody needs to lose a license there. Sorry. Don't know what lot you're building on.
Well, I did a project once with condos, and the recorded plat, which was the correct one, was recorded. But the project, I didn't have anything to do with the project. I just was doing the building. They used a different plat to sell from. So people move in and they actually own the one above them instead of the one downstairs. But we got a good real estate lawyer and he unscrambled it. And he said it was like unscrambling eggs, but he got it done. At no cost to anybody except the developer.
Right. Yeah. That's the key. Here's this lady, the sheriff's sale on her house. Yeah. I mean, for Christ, how do you get to that?
She hasn't gotten to that far.
Yeah, I don't know how you get there without having everybody else already, running around with a hair fire trying to figure out what's going on.
See, they were probably serving the builder with the notices at his home, and she got a notice to move out after everything else was done.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, it's convoluted. I've semi-custom built a house once, etc. I understand the process. You get a lot of money in, and then the builder screws. I got it, but still, I don't know how you end up with the sheriff pounding a piece of paper on your front door.
Well, there's a way to get this done so that it's no harm, no foul.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand how
the
you get to
homeowner
an
gets
auction.
what they thought they bought, and the builder would just have to take what's left. A farmer in Wisconsin, I did that. All right, the farmer in Wisconsin grew, get this, a 2,520-pound pumpkin, which would have been the heaviest grown in the country this year, and it would have been worth $20,000. Notice I used it in the past tense. Would have been. But he was disqualified to a itty bitty tiny little fingernail sized crack in the watermelon. Here's Mike Schmidt talking about that little crack.
My name's Mike Schmidt, and I grow giant pumpkins. Pumpkins are like ice cream. Everyone loves them. Some people say we're crazy, but, we're just people that like to have a little fun out in the dirt. This is a giant pumpkin. It weighs in at 2,520 pounds. This pumpkin would have won this year, so you're looking at a pumpkin that would have been worth $20,000. The crack was the size of a fingernail. It happens. There's no crying in pumpkin growing. I know I can do it again, so we just got to look forward to the future and do it again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those guys do that stuff all the time. Sure. And you're at the mercy of the weather and everything else.
It seemed like it'd be almost impossible to move a gourd that big
without breaking,
without any kind of damage.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Yes.
All right, let's throw you some good news.
What's on your mind?
I have some news I want to share.
Want to hear it?
Yeah, it kind of depends what the news is.
Is it good news?
Good news.
Great, good news.
That's good news. Great.
That is good news.
Good news.
Let's hear it.
Want to hear some real news?
Only if
It makes me feel good.
The feel-good story of the year.
Now, want to hear the good news? Good news.
Something to make you feel good.
I come bearing good news.
All right, good news for you. A nearly 100-year-old Australian man is celebrating today after making a hole-in-one just before his 100th birthday. Here is Hugh Brown talking about this amazing success. Well, if it'll work with me, I'll give it to you.
I came up and they were just gesticulating and going on. And I thought, they're annoyed because I hit up on them. I said, where's the ball? It's in the hole.
There you go. I think he's minus a few teeth there.
Well, he's 100 years old.
I give him that.
In Australia, too, I mean, he probably had to duck all the cops out there to get on the course to actually take a swing.
Yeah, that place has turned into a police state. What was in the news yesterday? A lady, because you're not allowed to go more than 5 miles from your home, or 5 meters, I should say. So that's about 2.5 miles. And she left her house, went across the street to drink a cup of tea outside, and got arrested. For being out of her home.
Well, I don't know. You give up your guns, I guess, because think about it.
They
people,
did.
if you want to, if you wanted to step off of your property and then suddenly a cop swoops in to arrest you for being off your property here in Moore County, how long's that going to last? I don't
Until
know.
he pried it from my cold dead hands.
Not very long, I would guess. I don't imagine. I don't know. I can't imagine. There's probably some cops or deputies out there that would be, all excited about doing that. But I would guess you'd count them on one hand. I mean, most of the cops around here would look at you. I'm not going to arrest this person for stepping off of their property. What, to drink what'd you say? Drink a cup of tea?
Tea.
Come on. I would hope our police officers, our law enforcement, in just a general term, I would hope our law enforcement is not going to participate in that kind of stupidity.
Well, did you know that Christopher Walken auditioned to play Han Solo in Star Wars? That was the one that Harrison Ford got. He also tried out for the Ryan O'Neal part in Love Story. Unfortunately, we don't have the audio from the auditions, but earlier this year, a podcast had people do Christopher Walken impressions using only Star Wars quotes. Here's one of them.
I don't like the sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating. Not like you. You're soft and smooth. Haven't heard that before.
Okay, it's a slow day. I'm sorry. Who knew that a TV show out of South Korea could quickly become America's latest obsession? People are entranced with the Squid Game. Oh, come on, server. Let's work today, can we?
In order to play fair, we cannot disclose any information about the games ahead of time.
I know all there is to know about the Squid Game.
One question, if we win, just how much do we get?
I've watched my share of the Squid Game.
Green light. Red light.
You sleep with the fishes. Everyone dies. And just when you think they've all had enough, they give it another try.
All right. Enough of that. Thank you. The Squid Game. We don't have time for much of anything else before we got a break for news and sports and weather and all that good stuff. But we'll be back on the backside. Currently, it's clear and 52 degrees here in the Sand Hills. 77% humidity, dew point at 43. Here comes all your news on WEEB.
We have another bright day on tap as those winds switch directions and move in out of the southwest. We're going to notice warmer temperatures building in this afternoon. We're going to head into the mid-70s, and overnight our temperatures will be a little bit milder. We're going to fall all the way down into the upper 40s. Still chilly to start the day on Wednesday. By the afternoon on Wednesday, warmer highs building in. Expect readings in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The word insurrection seems to have found favor in certain political circles. Chicago's Democrat Mayor Lori Lightfoot is using it to describe action by the city's police union, which is resisting her COVID vaccine mandate.
What we've seen from the Fraternal Order of Police, and particularly the leadership, is a lot of misinformation, a lot of half-truths, and frankly flat-out lies in order to induce an insurrection. And we're not having that.
Lightfoot accusing officers who refuse to attest to their vaccination status on a city website of violating their oath to uphold the law. His refusal to take the COVID vaccine has cost Washington State head football coach Nick Rolovich his job.
Washington Governor Jay Inslee had set a deadline of Monday for thousands of state employees to be vaccinated against the coronavirus or risk losing their jobs. Rolovich applied for a religious exemption.
Correspondent Dave Ferry says Rolovich, first major college coach to lose his job over vaccination status, and 4 of his assistants were also let go. It's happening in the dead of the night. An exclusive in the New York Post. The newspaper reports the Biden administration is flying unaccompanied minors, migrants who had crossed the southern border from Texas to suburban New York for resettlement across the metropolitan area. Similar flights also said to have dropped off migrants in the Jacksonville, Florida area. Well, North Korea is at it again.
North Korea has test-fired what's thought to be a submarine-launched ballistic missile from Sinpo Port on its east coast. Pyongyang first tested this type of missile in 2015, and an upgraded weapon was last fired 2 years ago from an underwater platform.
The BBC's Laura Bicker reporting from Seoul, South Korea. Wall Street stock futures higher, Dow futures up 158 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 61, S&P futures 22 points higher ahead of this morning's opening bell. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The United States has killed Osama bin Laden.
Hours after that announcement, the White House leaked that it was SEAL Team 6 that carried out the operation. Al-Qaeda placed bounties on the heads of all Navy SEALs. Then, just 3 months later,
Extortion 1-7 requesting permission to take off.
a U.S. Army helicopter carrying many from SEAL Team 6 and others entered the Tangi Valley.
I saw a flash. You seen a flash? Anybody out there? We have a fallen angel. A fallen angel. Roger.
Extortion 1-7, the provocative new film telling the story of the largest loss of life in U.S. Special Forces history, now playing on SalemNow.com. Questions quickly arise. Why did it take 17 minutes to fly a 10-minute mission? Was there a black box on board?
Every American should be taught about what happened in Extortion 17.
What really happened to SEAL Team 6 that dreadful night? Fallen Angel, Extortion 1-7, the story most Americans don't know. Watch exclusively at SalemNow.com.
The U.S. envoy to Afghanistan stepping down less than 2 months after the chaotic American withdrawal from Afghanistan. The envoy, Ahmad Khalilzad, oversaw the signing of the Doha Agreement for the U.S. troop pullout.
Crucially, and this is where Ahmad Khalilzad's come in for a lot of criticism, the agreement did not stipulate that those talks between the Taliban and the Afghan government had to conclude before the U.S. would withdraw. And instead of those talks producing any kind of tangible result, what we saw was the Taliban advancing across the battlefield, eventually taking over the country. Ahmad Khalilzad, in his letter, he says that the Afghans failed to take the opportunity to end this 40-year conflict in a fair spirit. He's placing the blame on the two sides, but many in Afghanistan hold him responsible as well for the events that we've seen there.
The BBC's Sekunder Kermani. News and analysis at townhall.com. Coming soon to a neighborhood near you, it could be Toyota planning to build a $1.25 billion plant somewhere in the U.S.
The factory will manufacture batteries for gas-electric hybrid and fully electric vehicles. It comes amid a flurry of global announcements about shoring up production of batteries for electric vehicles. Most automakers are working to transition away from internal combustion engines to zero-emission battery vehicles. The Toyota plant location was not announced, but the company says it will eventually employ over 1,700 people. Production would start in 2025. John Scott reporting.
Protest strike closing businesses, schools, and public transport. New blow to Haiti's economy. Unions and other groups vow to continue the shutdown in anger over worsening crime, as authorities try to rescue 17 kidnapped members of a U.S.-based missionary group. More on these stories at townhall.com.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Fast, fresh, and always great tasting, the Daily Combo Special from Honey Baked Ham for only $7.99. A terrific and tasty lunch sandwich from Honey Baked Ham, accompanied by a side and drink for only $7.99. Make it a Honey Baked Ham Day with their $7.99 combo.
Aberdeen Prescription Shop is now open to walk in the shop, and the drive-through window and free delivery is still available. All major insurance is accepted, including TRICARE. Order your prescriptions online at AberdeenRxShop.com and click on mobile for the free app, or call 944-1313. Aberdeen Prescription Shop in the Town and Country Shopping Center on US 1. Now open for walk-ins, and wear your mask.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Are you frustrated with the high cost of your health insurance? Are you tired of paying high premiums and high deductibles? And have you ever wondered if there are any other healthcare plans available? Well, Deep River Insurance offers alternatives to the Affordable Care Act. These healthcare options could save you 30% or more. Enrollment is open year-round, and you can cancel your current plan anytime. These plans are available for small businesses, self-employed, families, and individuals. Our plans can be customized to meet your specific needs, so let us help you cut through the confusion. Call Deep River Insurance today at 910-948-3081 to see if this is right for you. Your health insurance doesn't have to cost more than your mortgage, so you owe it to yourself to at least check it out. 910-948-3081. Deep River Insurance, providing simple solutions for your peace of mind. 910-948-3081. Or visit our website at deepriverinsurance.com.
This is Chuck from Sunbelt Service Pros. Are you just not feeling it anymore with your AC service provider? Are you calling those guys because that's what you've always done, or because there's a sticker on the thermostat with an old phone number on it? How about this? Take a chance and you'll be thrilled to find that you're getting real value for your heating and cooling dollars. When you call Sunbelt Service Pros, you are dealing with a professional and reliable service provider. Our technicians are highly trained and certified and can quickly address any issues. Our customers find our technicians and office staff courteous, friendly, and professional throughout the whole process. We're doing something right here. You need to check us out, find out what you've been missing, and call us today. Sunbelt Service Pros at 910-944-2044 or go online to sunbeltservicepros.com.
Over the past several years, WEEB has been telling you about Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services. During that time, Sherry and Howard Hoke have experienced a large increase in their business because of their beautiful paved driveways and much more. Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services offers patching, excavation, and drainage issue solutions, crack filling, seal coating, and striping for both residential and commercial. And now they have added concrete, pouring sidewalks, driveways, curbs, and gutters, pads, as well as pavers. Estimates are free, and they will come to your property to assess your needs. No job is too big or too small. Go online to slcontractingllc.com or the Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services Facebook page showing photos and customer reviews. So, call 910-673-1318. Active duty military will receive a 10% discount. 910-673-1318.
NCN News, I'm Mike Riley. With 2 more months to go in the year, the TSA has already detected a record number of firearms. With the holiday season around the corner, officials are reminding people to be prepared. At Charlotte Douglas International Airport, one passenger told WBTV,
I think it's a great thing that people can have the right to choose to carry arms, but at the same time, they should make sure those people are licensed and of sound mind to carry it.
The FBI is assisting in the search for 17 missionaries, 16 Americans, and 1 Canadian abducted by a gang in Haiti. Michael Capone is the founder of Global Empowerment Mission, a nonprofit helping to provide aid to Haiti.
There's no food in the supermarkets. There's no gasoline, right? So no one can travel.
Congressman David Price says he will retire at the end of his term in December of 2022. Price has represented the 4th District of North Carolina for all but 2 years since 1987.
Lots of things we can do in the next 15 months, and certainly I hope to leave the areas of transportation and housing healthier than I found them, along with lots of other people. We know that our country needs to invest in those areas.
State and local governments, houses of worship, and some private nonprofits dealing with damage from the remnants of Tropical Storm Fred have until Friday, October 22nd to apply for FEMA public assistance. FEMA's Deanna Frazier told WLOS in Asheville,
they only think that maybe they are eligible for a loan or something else along those lines.
There's a new report that North Korea has tested a missile that could be fired from submarines, making it far greater threat to the United States. The CBS foreign correspondent, Rami Encioso, has that story.
North Korea had revealed 2 new submarine-launched ballistic missiles, otherwise known as SLBMs, during military parades this year as well as last year. But this one, it appears to be the first time the country has tested an SLBM ever since 2019.
You're listening to NCN News.
We really are worried that this Delta variant is going to find everyone who's not protected.
The fact that this is more infectious, causing worse outcomes, and spreading like wildfire in the United States, I don't believe this is a wait-and-see period. It's a time to really roll those sleeves up and get those shots.
There are more people dying this week than there was last week. Our rates of hospitalizations are going up. The people that are losing their lives are the people that are unvaccinated.
Visit myspot.nc.gov today. A message from NCDHHS.
If you want the nation's best auto insurer, look no further than North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Rated #1 in Crash Network's Insurer Report Card, we're the only insurer in the nation to receive an A+ rating from auto body shops in 2020 and 2021. Our philosophy is simple. Be fair, be quick, be the best. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
A major university's use of race in admissions is constitutional according to a judge's ruling.
A federal judge has ruled the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill can continue using race as a factor in its admissions process. The judge rejected arguments from a conservative legal group that is challenging affirmative action policies nationwide. The Supreme Court in June put off a decision on whether to review a similar case the group brought against Harvard University. Jim Crisula, CBS News, Greensboro, North Carolina.
The Wake County Sheriff's Office is searching for a missing 15-year-old this morning, Savon Walker. The North Carolina Center for Missing Persons issued a silver alert for Walker early this morning. The Delta variant has caused a destructive wave of COVID-19. 1/5 of all COVID-19 deaths in North Carolina happened in the last 2 months. Dr. David Priest with Novan Health in Charlotte told WSOC.
I do know that the more of us that are protected and vaccinated, the more likely we are to have the worst behind us. And so I'm very hopeful for that, and I'm generally an optimistic person. But as we've learned throughout the pandemic, lots of twists and turns.
In East Lansing, Michigan, 6 elementary schools have canceled Halloween activities following concerns from local families.
Brittany Bruin says she knows it's been a tough year for kids, but also understands where the district is coming from.
I know that it seems like taking one more thing away from them, but I think that it's important we make sure that everything we do in school is inclusive.
She says she personally knows that not everyone is able to afford participating.
I'm from a rural area where a lot of kids didn't have money to buy costumes.
East Lansing school officials say there are, quote, students whose families do not celebrate or feel comfortable with their children participating in Halloween festivities.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
High pressure in control will allow us to see warming temperatures over the next couple of days. We're going to see those highs reach the mid-70s for this afternoon. It's going to be bright out there. And tonight will not be as cold as it was last night. We're going to head down into the upper 40s. Look for those temperatures to be even warmer for tomorrow. We're going to make our way into the upper 70s and the lower 80s. We're going to keep that momentum going into Friday before our next cold front arrives. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, is clear, 52 degrees, humidity 77%, dew point 43, pressure is 29.98, and winds are southwest at 2, gusting to 3. It is 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Tuesday morning. A man accused of killing his girlfriend and their unborn child turned himself into police on Sunday. Willie Earl Moore, 27, is charged with murder of an unborn child, possession of a firearm by a felony, and possession of a stolen vehicle. Fayetteville police said he was living with his girlfriend, Tanajua McMurray, 31, a Cumberland County 911 dispatcher. According to investigators, Moore shot and killed McMurray on October 11th at a home on Pittsfield Drive. He then took off in her 2019 Toyota Prius, which they later found in South Carolina. Police said Moore turned himself in on October 17th without incident. He's been booked into the Cumberland County Detention Center and denied bond. University of North Carolina Chapel Hill can continue to use race as a factor in its admission process. A federal judge ruled Monday in a lawsuit brought by a group named Students for Fair Admissions that is trying to dismantle college affirmative action policies across the country. Affirmative action policies were put into place in the 60s as part of an effort to help the United States live up to its promise of liberty and justice for all. The policies were designed to combat racial profiling and prejudice in hiring or admissions processes. Conservative legal action groups like SFFA called the affirmative action policies unfair and unconstitutional. However, in this case, Judge Loretta C. Briggs denied those accusations. Briggs said that UNC's use of race in deciding which students to admit was narrowly tailored. In addition, she said that UNC had made an effort to consider race-neutral alternatives. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And, of course, you can find out more by going to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It is 8:17. Sports is next, right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
The Morning Sports Report is brought to you by Hughes Supply of Pinehurst. With over 50 years' experience, Hughes Supply can handle all your plumbing project needs from start to finish. Call 910-295-5541 or visit them online at HughesSupplyPinehurst.com.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. The Boston Red Sox have a 2-1 lead in the ALCS after an early 9-0 lead for the second straight game turned into a 12-3 crushing of Houston. Kyle Schwarber hit Boston's third grand slam in 2 games, a major league record for bases loaded homers in a single postseason. Game 4 is tonight in Boston. It will follow a Game 3 matinee in the NLCS between the Braves and Dodgers in L.A. Atlanta leading that series 2-0. Braves skipper Brandt Snedeker says they want to close out the series as soon as possible. That after they blew a 3-1 lead in last year's championship series to the Dodgers.
You can't take anything for granted. You got to go after today.
First pitch in Game 3 is 2 p.m. local time in L.A., 5 o'clock here. Monday Night Football in Tennessee between the Bills and Titans was a barn burner. Featured a razzle-dazzle flea flicker by Josh Allen, who caught a pass in the end zone to complete a 2-point conversion late in the game. Earlier, Tennessee tried a Music City miracle on Buffalo. Turned out it was a forward pass. The game also had 7 lead changes, the most ever in a Monday Night Football game. The game itself came down to the final play. Titans leading the Bills by 3, 12 seconds to go. Buffalo 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. Instead of kicking a field goal to tie the game, the Bills went for it. But Josh Allen lost his footing on the quarterback keeper, didn't cross the goal line. Titans hang on to win 34-31. Bills coach Sean McDermott talked afterward about going for it instead of trying for the field goal to force OT.
Felt good about our chances. Had a chance to win the game right there, and we didn't get it done. At the end of the day, the result's the result, and we gotta do a better job.
Cam Newton says he's received a COVID vaccine and is ready for his return to the NFL. The free agent quarterback cut by New England before the season began. He published a video on his YouTube channel saying it's time to get back into pro football. The NBA regular season gets going tonight with 2 games on the schedule. Brooklyn at Milwaukee, Golden State versus the Lakers in LA. This is NCN Sports.
Fighting cancer is tough on the best day, but imagine a cancer diagnosis without access to affordable health insurance. If you are uninsured, you have a 60% greater chance of dying from that cancer than if you were insured. Care for Carolina is committed to providing more insurance options and health care access. Covering the uninsured means better health for all of us.
Go to care4carolina.com to find out more. That's care4carolina.com. Care for Carolina, expanding access, enhancing prosperity.
Science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, is an important part of K through 12 education in North Carolina, but not all schools are able to provide it. NC Green Power is a nonprofit promoting STEM education through its Solar Plus Schools grant program. Recipient schools receive an educational solar installation, a weather station, a STEM curriculum, and teacher training. Help North Carolina students by supporting Solar Plus Schools today. Visit ncgreenpower.org. Learn more and donate to benefit STEM education. ncgreenpower.org.
Jake Dickert has been promoted to acting head football coach at Washington State following the dismissal of Nick Rolovich yesterday. He and 4 of his assistants were let go for refusing a state mandate that all employees get vaccinated against COVID-19. The NHL has suspended San Jose Sharks forward Evander Kane for 21 games for submitting a fake COVID-19 vaccination card. Kane will forfeit about $1.68 million out of his $7 million salary and will not be eligible to play until November 30th. Gonzaga spent all of last season atop the AP men's basketball poll. That's where the Bulldogs will begin this season after receiving 55 of 63 first-place votes in the preseason polling that was released yesterday. UCLA ranked second, followed by Kansas, Villanova, and Texas. Michigan, Purdue, Baylor, Duke, and Kentucky round out the top 10. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Days are getting cooler, leaves are changing colors, and pumpkin lattes are beckoning us at every corner. It's fall, y'all, making it the perfect time to get ready for the holiday season. And Aberdeen Carpet has got you covered with the beautiful sale from Shaw. Spruce up your home and save up to $1,000 on select Shaw flooring now through November 15th. Whatever it is you're looking for, Shaw Floors has it. Hurry into Aberdeen Carpet today, located on Highway 5 in Aberdeen, near Habitat for Humanity. Open 9 to 4 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 on Saturday. Visit us online at aberdeencarpet.com or call 910-944-6204 to schedule your free estimate.
Don't have a family member in the insurance business? Call us first. First Casualty Insurance Group. We represent over 3 dozen outstanding companies and can provide you with the right insurance at a cost that makes sense. Let's have a look. We'll do a top-to-bottom review and it won't cost you a cent. Your place or ours, there's no obligation. Get the coverage you need at a price that makes sense. Just call 910-692-8303. For over 30 years, our customers know where insurance is concerned, you should always think first. First Casualty Insurance Group, Southern Pines. 910-692-8303.
Hey folks, Celeste here from Whispering Woods Golf Club. Come on out and see what all the buzz is about here at Whispering Woods Golf Club. We have some great rates going on until the end of November, so don't miss out on your opportunity to play Ellis Maples, one-of-a-kind gem here in the Sandhills. We are also offering our lifetime memberships. Come see me to see what we can do for you. Live the dream. Play affordable golf. We are also offering to our active and retired military memberships until the end of the year. $225 a month, unlimited, all-inclusive golf, or $800 if paid in full. So come on down to Whispering Woods Golf Club. located at 26 Sandpiper Drive, Whispering Pines, or give us a call at 910-949-4653. And don't forget, book it, Dano.
This time of year, it's hard to know whether to put on a coat or short sleeves, not to mention whether to use the heat or AC. But one thing that is predictable is you absolutely need to service your heating and air system to avoid costly repairs or replacements down the road. Call Four Seasons Heating and Air to schedule your service checkup before the winter gets here and it becomes an emergency. Four Seasons Heating and Air, the company that wants you to get comfortable with them. Call 235-0606. That's 235-0606.
Aaron Cooper here with Cooper Ford, your only locally owned Ford dealer in Moore County. All of us here at Cooper Ford are proud to announce we have been awarded the Elite President's Award by Ford Motor Company, presented to only 10% of all dealers nationwide for excellence in both sales and service customer satisfaction. Treating others the way we want to be treated is how we do business here at Cooper Ford. Located in the heart of Moore County and only minutes from anywhere. So please come see us here in beautiful Carthage or visit us on the web at cooperford.net. And as always, working really hard to be your hometown dealer.
Tina's Breakfast and More on Highway 5 in Aberdeen has the best breakfast at the best price in Moore County. 2 eggs, sausage or bacon, grits or hash browns, biscuits or toast, just $6. And Thursday and Friday, just $5. Tina serves the lunch with more sandwich options and daily plate specials. Tina's Breakfast and More, next to the bowling alley on Highway 5 in Aberdeen. Open 6 days a week from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday is closed. Try it once, and you'll be back again.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152. 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
My name is Tony Keith of Keith Hardware in Carthage, North Carolina. I'm the third generation of a family-owned business. We've been in business for 83 years. We sell live bait, crickets, minnows, and worms, fishing tackle, nuts and bolts and screws by the piece. You can still come in and get nails weighed out by the pound, or ones or twos, however you'd like.
The guys, they know what they're doing. You don't have to ask for service. You tell them what you need. If they ain't got it, usually they can conjure it up.
Keith Hardware has been a tradition in this town for as long as I've been in business, 42 years, and they run a good business and they're good people.
I came in with 2 pieces of plumbing. I handed it to this guy, and he took off the back, picked it up, and brought it back. Their knowledge is invaluable to me.
With Keith Hardware for 28 years. I rent the building from them next door. And Tony and Ginger are doing an excellent job. I'm proud of them.
Come visit Keith Hardware today at 207 Monroe Street in Carthage.
We're just an old-fashioned hardware store.
From the WEEB Community Calendar. The second annual Cruisin' in the Park Car Show, presented by Friends of Aberdeen Library, will be held October 23rd at Aberdeen Lake. $20 registration fee for car entries, 8 to noon, free to the public, 8:30 to 3. Come out and stroll amongst over 60 cars. There will be food, beverages, DJ music, 50-50 raffle, and prizes. Judges select top 25, best of show, ladies' choice, all announced at 3 p.m. For more information, call Robbie at 638-8114. Thanks to WEEB for helping make Moore County a better place.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom. always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Listen to a few items that will now be banned in California, banned by their governor. Gas-powered lawnmowers will be illegal. So will gasoline pressure washers, generators, and other gasoline-powered tools. Beginning in 2024, large retailers will be required to have a gender-neutral aisle or a section for children's toys. Those who don't comply will be fined. The governor's also made it illegal to film someone near an abortion clinic for the purpose of intimidation. It's the first law of its kind in the nation. He's banned all fracking permits starting in 2024. You think gas prices are high now? You just wait. He's also ordered regulators to ban the sale of all new gas-powered trucks and cars in California by 2035. All high school students in the 2029 school year must take a course in ethnic studies. We call it critical race theory here. Don't think it can't happen here. Our school board's fighting hard for some of these far-left ideals. We've let new ideas carried by people who suddenly appeared on the scene just creep in. Seems harmless. A slick look, lots of money, whisper campaigns that are difficult to answer. We've got some important elections occurring in our county. We've got some weasel-like activity occurring. And as the case with all left-wing tactics, it's kind of hard to find. Don't be fooled by fake smiles and insincere promises. Trust people you know. They won't let you down. The Zumwalt Zone.
We have another bright day on tap as those winds switch directions and move in out of the southwest. We're going to notice warmer temperatures building in this afternoon. We're going to head into the mid-70s, and overnight our temperatures will be a little bit milder. We're going to fall all the way down into the upper 40s. Still chilly to start the day on Wednesday. By the afternoon on Wednesday, warmer highs building in. Expect readings in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Stay in your seats. Please don't panic. We interrupt your entertainment for a shocking announcement.
Do you know what day it is? This is Tuesday.
Okay, that was not so shocking.
And why exactly are you here?
You got a hit show, people want to press the flesh. This show is our whole life now.
This is true. What is this show?
This show is special. Okay, if you say so.
Come on, everyone. Let's go. And do you know what time it is? Sure.
It's showtime.
Got this in pocket. Got bottle. I'm gonna use it. Intention. I'm feeling myself. Gonna make you notice. Got motion, restrained emotion. I've been diving, deeper leaning. No reason. Just seems so crazy. Gonna make you notice. Gonna use my arm, gonna use my legs, gonna use my style, gonna use my side step, gonna use my fingers, gonna use my imagination. 'Cause I'm gonna make you see there's nobody else here, no one like me. I'm special, so special. I gotta have some of your attention. Give it to me.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Time once again to take in the fresh air of truth and freedom here at Moore County, or at WEEB. Something you only get here, certainly not in the pilot, certainly no other outlet in Moore County. Pull up to the kitchen table, get your apple fritter out. Hopefully it's been warming in the oven here, and, a nice fresh pot of coffee, because John Zumwalt is in here today. David Hensley will be in tomorrow.
All right, don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's up and running for you at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page there is where the link's located, and the chat room's right built into the video if you want to chat. Also, if you just want our audio stream by itself, you can get that too from our web pages. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air Listen Live. Click that once, and you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area, it's just going to be another perfect day. Sunny with a high of 75 tonight, clear at 48 tomorrow. More sunshine at 78. In fact, we got sunshine all the way through next Monday. So enjoy that. It'll be upper 70s until we get to the weekend, and we'll be around the mid-70s. Monday we'll be back down to 72. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are west-southwest at 2. Pressure is 30 even, dew point 43, humidity 78%. It is sunny and 51 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All righty, it is 8:35, 35 past the hour on this Monday, and we now pull in front of the microphone John Zumwalt. Good morning, John.
Well, good morning. Good morning, Steve, and good morning, everybody. Got a great guest on here this morning. He's got some great information for you, and maybe you can use a few minutes to get a pencil, piece of paper together to write down some of the things he's going to talk about. You'll have time because first I want to talk a little bit about something else. I want to talk about the Pinehurst Village Council meeting that they had last night. I just want to offer you, or not last night, last week, I want to offer you some information.
Was this the candidate forum?
No, this is the
this is the actual council meeting.
Council meeting.
Yeah, I watched it. It's kind of skeezy.
Well, I'd encourage you, if you have not seen it, I'd encourage you, whether you're a village resident or not, to just go back and look at it. It's easy to find. Go to about 1 hour and 40 minutes, thereabouts. You can scroll with your finger towards the either way and figure out where the correct place to start might be. What happened was, and I'll try to sum it up very quickly, the Mayor John Strickland, introduced, and I honestly don't know what to call it. Several people said, was this an inquisition? Was it a charge? Was it some type of attack? I don't know what a person might call this, but the Mayor, John Strickland, and two of the council ladies brought some type of, whatever word you want to use, charge would be the closest thing that I can think of, against Lydia Bosch, councilperson, and Kevin Drum, councilperson. And I've never seen anything like it. Now, that's why I'm asking you to go watch it and look at it and make up your own mind. I thought it was I don't know really exactly what the true definition of a kangaroo court might be, but I would imagine it would be very, very close to what we saw that day. And I would also like to encourage not only for you to watch it, but also for the Mayor John Strickland. I would like you to come on here, Mayor, and certainly get your point of view in, because I think that from the way it looked like an all-out, premeditated, coordinated attack on Lydia Bosch and Kevin Drum. You had an attorney read the specific parts of the code of ethics that you were accusing these two people of violating. Now, the attorney was very specific. He made very certain to cover himself and said, I don't know how many times, I'm merely here to read these things. I have no part in this. My only role here is to read them. So he made sure that he was as far away from this as he could get, and I think that was smart. But we know one thing for sure, he had no part in it. I would have thought that if you're going to carry or charge a council person with something, there would be some other way to do it other than in a public, televised format in which you ambush them. Now, how do we know they were ambushed? Because let's take Lydia Bosch first. She kept saying over and over and over, John, and that John would be Mayor John Strickland. I didn't know anything about this. I got a text from you or an email yesterday. I had no idea that you were going to do this. I need some time to prepare. And the mayor would give some type of reply, which this is only my opinion, sounded like a complete weasel type reply, in which he would tell her, well, Lydia, we're going to go ahead and, in the words that I understood, we'll get to the bottom of this. Those were not the words he used, but I got the impression they were looking at this for the first time and they wanted to be fair, and they were going to decide whether or not she'd committed any type of violation. And she kept saying, pitifully so, John, she kept interrupting, this is not right. I didn't know about this. How can you do this? We could have talked about this. And he would just ignore her, give her some type of brush off, and have the attorney keep reading the things that it looked like, anyway, that he'd instructed him to read. Okay, then after they had talked back and forth about Lydia's, what I thought was a kind of a ridiculous charge that she had been checking into whether or not one of her employees, by the way, all the people in the village or any other town or any other metropolitan area, that's not the right term, any other area where we have boards that look over them, the people work for we depend upon our elected officials to make sure that they're doing a good job. Well, Lydia had inquired about one of them, but I'll leave that up to you. At the very end of this wonderful hearing, when we had the three people who were investigating this, they decided that she needed to be admonished. So one of them read a motion, and I don't have the motion in front of me, but it was a very long motion. It was read verbatim. It was obvious that it had been prepared, and it was obvious it had been prepared for some time. Lydia said to them, wait, who made that motion? Who wrote that? Who wrote it? And they finally, when you watch the video, you'll see that the three of them had prepared that, and that they had passed it forth among themselves and read it. The only two that had not read it were two members of the board, Lydia Bosch and Kevin Drum. Kevin was about to be accused next. Now, how do we have a so-called hearing in which three members of a board have a prepared motion ready to condemn another member of the board, and why wasn't Kevin Drum included on Lydia Bosch's charges?
They broke the law. They broke the law, those three.
I want people
I have to say it.
I want people to watch this themselves. It's the worst. It's horrible. And then they did the same thing to Kevin Drum, and why either one of them put up with this, I don't know. It's terrible. They were caught off guard. It's an awful thing. And so I want to ask you to go back and look at it. It starts about 1 hour and 40 minutes into it. Then I would like to invite the mayor or the other three, his henchmen, the people that he obviously, it appears like anyway, that he persuaded, or at least they all three went along with this, to come on here and explain how they can do something like this. No matter how you feel about the subject, no matter how you feel about any of this, at the very least, one cannot watch this video without feeling like they need to go take a very, very, very hot shower using lots of
lye soap.
And I was going to say 99, 44, 100% pure ivory, so pure it floats. And but this is just, I think, horrible. And if that's the kind of politics that we want, if that's the kind of politics that you want, well, I think you elected the right people. But if not, but it's your decision to make. It's for you to decide. And I really hope that you'll be aware of that now, those of you who weren't, and go watch that video. This may be the most important video that you can watch in regards to you making up your mind about who to vote for in these different elections.
I apologize for breaking in there, John. I mean, I watched it. That was so abhorrent. Skeezy Strickland should resign immediately. That was the most unethical crap I've seen, period. And the other two ought to resign.
I couldn't help but just feel like there might have been a little oozing out of my iPad while I watched it.
Absolutely awful.
I really was. I was shocked, and I can't even try to hide how shocked I was. This isn't one of those things, folks, where you're going to say, well, this could have gone either way. Maybe they were. No, this is an outright ambush and a horrible
all based
thing.
On hearsay too.
Yeah, I don't know how. that's why the attorney's smart enough that he made certain that everyone understood that no, you can't hold me to any of this.
Did you watch it, Dave, or listen to it?
I have not.
You got to.
I will.
I mean, it's a classic classic case of
Just a
skis.
kangaroo court, huh?
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Okay, for those of you who heard him just now, you know it's not Mel Torme. I've got David Miller in here, retired Special Forces guy, very much an active Christian man in our community, active in trying to change things in politics. Actually, I should say, as opposed to change things, but trying to make us aware of how things can be and should be. Good morning, David Miller.
Good morning, John. It's always good to see all of you guys. Thank you so much for having me on in this very important event that's coming up.
Well, for those of you who are not familiar with Dave, you need to know that I don't really care for him very much because his voice is a radio voice. And mine's not. And you already know
I
mine.
hated him the first time I heard it.
Well, John, if I may, and I have been
Let's not
through the
overdo
years.
this, Dave.
Through the years, I've been pretty good at this, and I have a hobby of putting people from their geographical locations, and with your voice and your manner and your vernacular, I would have to say that I narrowed it down to New York State, the Northeast, New York State, and then it dawned on me, well, you absolutely have to be from Brooklyn.
Well, you do have a real talent for this, Dave. It's very hard for me to figure out where you're from because you sound like all the other people at the home. So, hey, tell us why you're here, because this is, and that's why I said I hope folks will pick up a pencil and paper. This is very important.
It is.
I hate using that word "very," but because this is extremely important. It's where we can make a difference. So go ahead, Dave.
Well, this is an event that is upcoming on October 29th in Raleigh, and it's the Stand Up for America rally in Raleigh on October 29th, so just a short period of time away, and it begins at 10:30 a.m., and it will be held in the Halifax Mall, which is adjacent to the Legislative Building, which is very appropriate so that they can see hopefully the thousands and thousands of people gathered together that are standing up for America. And what we mean by that, and I say we, but I'm not an official member of Return America, but I think those involved would like to include themselves in that. But we're standing up for the military, for law enforcement, for the flag, for the biblical family, and those ethics and morals that actually did build this exceptional nation. So Return America is the organization that is hosting this. They organized it, they put it together, and they are located in Walburg, which is not far from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, of course. The president is Dr. Ron Beatty, and on a personal note, Dr. Beatty has gone through, in the past several years, a lot of trials in his own life, and one thing can be certain is the man has never faltered. He's never taken a sidestep in his mission to hold government accountable and bring us back to those Judeo-Christian morals that built this country. And we have one of our own on the board of Return America, one of our own from right here in Moore County, Dwight Creech, who is also the principal of Calvary Christian School in Southern Pines, and of course he'll be there. But the speakers there, if I may, will be Dr. Beatty, but also Mark Robinson. And I'll tell you what, if any man in this state needs our support right now, verbal support in a bold way to stand behind him, it's Mark Robinson, because he has come out very, very strongly, as I'm sure we're all aware, of the filth, and his word, but I couldn't agree more, that is being presented to and made available to our school children. So he's fighting tooth and nail against that. He will not back down. If any of you have seen the videos that he has posted, the emails, the phone calls that he has received are abhorrent. They are horrible from, well, the oh-so-tolerant left. And they've spun this to make it personal And it's not. It's just the idea of what these people are involved in and what the school is doing, which is none of their business to begin with. So he is going to be a featured speaker. And also David Gibbs III. And he's an attorney. And you may recall that during the height of the COVID, and I'm making air quotes, crisis, Dr. Gibbs was the one that formulated, put together, and presented the lawsuit against the governor because he had mandated that churches could only have 10 people attending any one service. And Dr. Gibbs brought that lawsuit on behalf of Return America and was successful. So they turned that over and reestablished the religious rights of churches across this state. So they are an organization that at last count, I believe, had 120 churches across the state that were behind them and supported them. So it's not, and they've actually gained international fame, if you will. They've been interviewed by European news agencies, and so it's this comes at a very, very important time in our nation where we see things are just turned on their heads. And all the values and everything that I know the four of us here grew up with are being labeled as racist and actually anti-American. If you can, terrorists. We're domestic terrorists. Even parents in school that are upset with the way school boards are acting are labeled terrorists. So it is an extremely important event, and I'm very, very happy and thrilled that you have me on this morning to talk about this.
All right, well, you're listening to David Miller, and he's talking about an event hosted by Return to America. Welcome back to Hee Haw. It's my voice now. David told us this will be on October the 29th at 10:30 at the Halifax Mall in Raleigh. David, there's so many things I want to talk about, not just ask you, but talk about with you. Mark Robinson, great man, a man that truly for our age, and if we didn't have Mark Robinson, I'm not sure what hope we would have in North Carolina as from the man or from the human side of the house. But he's been attacked, and he's been attacked by the left, and they have used racist attacks on this guy.
Very much so. Very much so. He did show one of the emails, and it was thankfully redacted to a certain extent, but he also played a voice message that he received, and it was there was a death threat in it, and so he's received all this. And the sad part, I think, about this is that Republicans are shying away from him because he seems to be a lightning rod for criticism and so-called controversy, which it's not a controversial thing at all. Only if you hate America, then it might be. But for those Republicans in our state legislature, here's a beacon of hope and somebody that they can gather around and build strength. And I certainly hope they do that.
Let's talk about the Republicans who are shying away from him. Moms and dads and families out there, this audience consists of people who love this nation. This audience consists of people who are fed up, and I think that's why we attract a certain type of folks. People who love America, are seeing our nation go downhill and are tired of it. And now that they're being so successful and they're coming together in groups, we're starting to see threats against them, not just from the leftist nutcakes, but also from some of our federal agencies. And so, David, people might be afraid to come to this. How many people do you expect? Do you have any way of predicting how many might be there?
Well, in the past, Return America has been able to gather 12,000 people in Halifax Mall in support of biblical marriage. So they are hoping that it will be somewhere between 12 and 20,000 people. And I hope it's more than that. It would be amazing to shut the center part of the city down due to people gathering together with one voice, of a like mind, and of one accord. So we're very much hoping, Return America is hoping that somewhere in that neighborhood, 5 figures at the very least, people show up. And there's, as we all know, former military, there's strength in numbers. And if we band together on the 29th at 10:30, then there's no stopping what we can do. And this is not a violent, illegal, unauthorized gathering of people. It will be peaceable, and it's completely legal. And by the way, everybody will probably police up after themselves like we always do after one of these gatherings, and it'll probably be a cleaner place after we leave than when we got there.
Well, I'm really glad you mentioned that, because we are constantly accused of being violent. Look at our ridiculous school board. Sorry to bring you in on this, David, but we supposedly there's some huge, gigantic death threat against some member of our school board, and none of us have seen it. None of us have seen evidence. But when our lieutenant governor, Mark Robinson, gets a death threat, it's like it doesn't even seem to matter to anyone. It's like and it's a verified death threat, and he has some protection, but he doesn't have nearly enough. This great man standing in front of all of us to help us. Now, your literature says, partner with us to protect and restore our nation's Judeo-Christian heritage. Yes, David, yes. Our heritage is that we are a Christian nation. And so many of you listening who believe that have been told over and over that it's not. No, it's not. They got that wrong. And you guys are standing up for the fact that this is a Christian nation.
Absolutely. And it's the very foundations from the moment the Pilgrims set foot on this continent unto today. Now it's certainly dwindling, but the foundations of this nation, and it's written even in the Constitution, it's the Declaration of Independence gives credence to that idea like no other. What people can do if they want to help, first and foremost, is pray for this organization, pray for the event on October 29th.
I'm going to stop you for just a second. You said pray. That's such a trite thing that we often hear. I'll pray for you. Yeah, say a prayer. Pray. Listen, I believe in prayer. I think that most folks do. And I think that we've got to, when we say pray, we've got to really maybe get on our knees in your own quiet time and sincerely pray, not for just this event, but for our nation. And I do believe that prayer works. I know you do too, and I know that so many others do. What's the next thing we can do?
We can unite together, and that's symbolic of this event itself, is unite together as conservatives, as Christians that know what this country is all about, what our culture is and is disappearing from under our feet. So unite together in purpose and in mindset, and also if it's possible and they're able to support Return America in any way they can, returnamerica.org. And Dr. Beatty, unlike so many organizations that are powerful in the state, he actually answers the phone himself a lot of times, so if he's able to. And he's a wonderful man. He has purpose. Return America has purpose, and it doesn't stray from that. So,
David, I'd like to say that while many churches, good people, good churches, were running for cover and whining in the darkness, Return America actually took action and sued and got our churches opened up again so that they could attend church, in spite of what our dictator of a governor did. And I would also, with you, David, I know this is not part of support of Return America, but I hope folks will write a quick email, send a letter, send a postcard, do something to support our wonderful Mark Robinson, our lieutenant governor.
Yes.
And just give him some encouragement. Let him know you're behind him, because it's hard when you're out there by yourself fighting, leading from the front with so many evil people who want you gone. So any final words to say? Give us the time, date, and location again. That's going to about shut us out, David.
Well, it's the Return America Stand Up for America rally at the Halifax Mall in downtown Raleigh, again, adjacent to the Legislative Building. It begins at 10:30. So if anybody's church or organization or just a group of neighbors and from a community want to get together and carpool, I would strongly suggest that, to get on up there and show their support, not only for Return America, but for this state and this nation.
And we'll be very polite and kind to each other, and we'll clean up when we leave. Thank you,
Yes,
David
sir.
Miller, for coming down to represent Return America.
Thank you very much.
All right, and so it goes for this Tuesday, Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9 for a Hump Day Wednesday. Until then, be sure to support the local mom and pop businesses you hear on our airwaves here in Moore County, because they are the backbone of our economy here. Give them first crack at your spending dollars instead of sending your money to Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and China, which is what happens when you go to the mega store. So, and also be sure to tell them WEEB sent you or asked you to go there first, because that will help us. And don't forget also that millions of Americans have fought and may have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. So live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the dog will all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the dog park.